I didn't even know what I could possibly be charged with for running out of gas. So as we were sitting in this predominantly white community that we lived in, police officer came up to the car, questioned me as to why I was there, and I just told him, explained to him, police officer ran out of gas. Then said, if I don't give him the information, it would be a problem. So I asked him, why did he need my ID and my registration when I was, just told him I ran out of gas. So he pretty much told me that was what he needed to do, and if I didn't give him what he asked for, then he was going to arrest me, tow my car, and give me a ticket. They gonna throw it out because it's no case. Ain't no plaintiff. It's bogus charges. I go in there with my lawyer, then all of a sudden he's talking about picking a jury. Pick the jury, and then he say, oh, it's gonna take all day. Pick the jury, then we'll start trial either later on that day or tomorrow. And it can last 3, maybe 4 days. I get in there, they go through the whole trial from start to finish the same day. It took the jury maybe an hour to come up with the verdict. Same day, start to finish. That's 8-9 hours for a trial that shouldn't even existed. Shouldn't even been no trial. As far as the news and the media, there hasn't been anybody that personally talked to me.
I just say right now I'm like, I have all different emotional feelings. I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm hurt, all of the above, because this shouldn't have never happened.
Johnson, I'm at Tri-C, that's where I work. I actually just came from my class.
I am Jeremy's mom. My name is Doreen Johnson, and I'm here with him, picking him up.
I've been teaching here about 8 years. This is my 8th year. Science and engineering. Possible I can lose my job? Yes, it's possible. My license, no.
Okay.
Because I don't actually need the license to teach here. It's just if I was in like elementary school or something like that. So my license, not so much. But where we are is Strongsville, city of Strongsville. It's predominantly white. I would say 70% white, 70, 75% white, and maybe a small number of blacks. I would say maybe 5%. But it's predominantly white. All right, right behind me, actually right in front of that little plaza back there, is where it happened. Me and my family was actually coming from the direction of where we live, which is maybe 500 feet from where the incident happened. And we was actually going, me and my wife was actually going to pick up my sons down the street. After we picked up my 2 sons on the way back home, we ran out of gas right there, right in the middle. And my wife said that they would go get a gas can because the gas can we had was actually at our apartment right there in another vehicle. So they went while I stayed with my young son. The time that they took to run up the street to our apartment to get the gas can, maybe it was another 2 or 3 minutes. And by that time, a police car pulled up behind me. And the guy came up to my window. I seen he had a uniform on, and he asked, "What you doing sitting?" Right there, you can actually see my apartment building. I was sitting with my young son, to my wife and my older son, run to get the gas can and get the gas and put the gas in so we can go. So about that time, I'm pretty puzzled. I just told him what I was there for. I ran out of gas. Wasn't obstructing no traffic, wasn't committing no crime. I explained to him exactly what I was doing there. With my young son. And about that time, my older son actually was putting gas in the car as he was asking me about giving him my ID and registration. I don't understand. I told him, I understand. I just ran out of gas. I just want to know why you need my ID and registration when all I did was run out of gas. So I take it he didn't like it because he called for backup, and more police officers came. And then another police officer came and told me the same thing. If you don't give me what he asked for, your ID and registration, then I'm gonna tow your car, arrest you, and give you a ticket. And I'm really You know, they didn't call for backup. I'm with my young son. He upset, crying. Open up my car door without my consent and yanked me out of my car. But my son sitting in the back watching this, my oldest son witnessing this, and my wife witnessing also. They arrested me. They threw me on the ground forcefully, arrested me, and then they gave me some trumped up charges, and that's when me and my family. This was a Sunday night. Actually, it was kind of like today. It was cold, it was wet, it was snowing a little bit. It was Sunday, February, Sunday night, about say around 9:30 at night. So even, I mean, today, you know, it's Saturday. This is pretty busy. On a Sunday night, there wasn't hardly no cars on the road. Mm-hmm. So it was Sunday night about 9:30, cold in February. Yeah, I actually, I mean, when they was taking me away to jail, my son was actually, you know, pretty upset. He was, my oldest son was asking, you know, the police officer, like, why are you doing this to my father? He didn't do anything wrong. And so they didn't give no answer. They told him to get in the car. Don't ask no questions. So my youngest son, he was upset in the car, so I didn't have an opportunity to say anything to him. But basically we're just telling them to just witness, you know, what was going on, if they could, you know, get any videotape or anything like that. I don't know if they did, but, you know, I really didn't have an opportunity to tell them that I was going to be okay or not, you know, because it was a pretty traumatic thing. So, I mean, they witnessed what happened. So, you know, it was just, at the time, my youngest, when this happened, was 10, and my oldest was 15. They was, you know, they had a pretty high regard and respect for police, you know, before this happened. I mean, they knew things, you know, they knew about police misconduct and things like that, but it's different when a person knows about something and doesn't experience. It's different than when you actually experience something, then you know how the whole outlook on things change. So in theory, they knew things like that happened, but they actually experienced something like that, which, you know, they have a different outlook. So they only knew a little bit about it, but now they know quite a bit about it now. What was the feeling I had when I was being harassed and forcibly drugged to the ground and being arrested, took to the police car? I felt violated, one. Two, it was a real event going on, but it kind of felt like it was an unreal thing, if that makes sense. It didn't feel like that should be happening to me. You know, I didn't do anything wrong, not a criminal, didn't commit any crime. So for this to be happening to me, and I was just with my family to run out of gas, really, you know, logically, my mind couldn't even compute it. I was just basically just going through reactions when I first heard the charges. All I could do was shake my head. If disbelief is an accurate word, then it'd be disbelief. I couldn't believe that people that's supposed to uphold the law and serve and protect did that, the opposite to me and my family. How I feel, I mean, I do feel, I feel like I don't fully have freedom. I mean, because it's constantly on my mind, especially to see my family, you know, have to go through this with me. It does limit me to doing, you know, and enjoying life like I want to and I should. But I mean, it is kind of like a kind of in prison of all charges, because there shouldn't be no charges. There is no charge. There is no case. There is nobody that I injured or hurt. There is no crime that was committed. All I simply did was run out of gas about 500 feet from my apartment, and I was trying to get home with my family. I'm not sure, but I think each of the charges carried 6 months. It was resisting arrest, failure to display a license, CCW, which I have a license to carry a gun, a firearm, and obstruction of official business. I done thought about that time again. I mean, the only other thing I can think that could have prevented this if I was a different color, meaning white. If I wasn't non-white, if I wasn't, African American, then that was probably the only way to prevent this. Oh man, I mean, this system of racism, white supremacy that we in, it stretches globally. So, I mean, it's been going on for a long time. So, it does not make me feel safe. I mean, it don't make me feel secure. It makes you second guess things even though you're doing the right thing. So, it just show you how influential and how powerful this unjust system of white supremacy is. You got to face it as a black male every day. Every day, it's nonstop. Something that's nonstop. So, I just don't know what it is. Ramification behind this is, both my sons, is gonna have trouble trusting, police. My youngest one had nightmares. Socially, it's affected. It has affected him. So, for people out there to know, things like this happen, traumatic events happen. It does affect more than just us. It affects everybody, and it actually what happened to us is the result of how the system of this world is. I mean, it's what goes on pretty much every day, whether we know about it or not. This is the system we in. A lot of the system is designed to, whether people admit it or not, it's designed to not let black men be men. I don't know how to put it in a way. It's designed to a great degree against, black men. So, there's ramifications not only just for, us as a family, but, all the society, all the world.
It does not matter where you are or whatever. It's just a matter of time when, the police will cause problems, because it's just like I said, just like it happened to my son, it can happen to the next lady's son and the next one and the next one and the next one. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know. The only thing I know is a black race of people, and as black people, we need to come together in unity. That's the only thing I see is in numbers, because it happened with Martin Luther King, and if we would pull together in numbers, maybe that's the only way we can get it done, because otherwise,
Okay.
it's like a lost cause.